In the early 1900s, Dubai was nothing more than a small, isolated village in the Arabian Desert. A few thousand people lived behind mud walls, surviving on fishing and pearl diving. The land was dry, the heat was unforgiving, and resources were almost non-existent. People relied on camels for transport, and every drop of water was a treasure. Life here was simple and brutally hard. No one could have imagined that this patch of sand would one day become a global symbol of wealth, ambition, and innovation. Fast forward just a few decades, and Dubai has become one of the most luxurious cities on Earth. Home to the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. The Burj Al Arab, the only 7-star hotel ever built. The Palm Jumeirah, the largest man-made island on the planet. And many more marvels like Dubai Creek, the Museum of the Future, Dubai Marina, and the Dubai Fountain, all shimmering under the desert sun. Many people think Dubai is a country of its own, but it's actually one of the 7 emirates that make up the United Arab Emirates, or UAE. And despite being just one city, Dubai's economy today is valued at over $120 billion, larger than the GDP of entire nations like Luxembourg, Croatia, and Serbia. What makes that even more remarkable is that just a few decades ago, Dubai was almost unknown to the world. No fame and no wealth. So how did this small, struggling desert town rise to become one of the richest and most advanced cities on Earth? To understand Dubai's success, we need to travel back in time to its humble beginnings, where everything started. Long before Dubai became a land of skyscrapers and supercars, it was a small coastal settlement on the edge of the Arabian Desert. Historians believe it began as a fishing and pearling village in the early 18th century, home to only a few hundred people from the Bani Yas tribe. By 1822, it had grown into a modest town of around 1,000 residents, surrounded by a simple mud wall dotted with palm houses, goats, and camels. Life was tough. The desert was unforgiving, and the sea was both a blessing and a curse, providing pearls and fish, but also claiming lives. In 1833, a group from the Albu Falasa tribe, led by Obaid bin Said and Maktoum bin Bouti, broke away from Abu Dhabi and settled in Dubai. When Obaid died a few years later, Maktoum founded what would become the Al Maktoum dynasty, the same ruling family that governs Dubai today. Over the 1800s, Dubai began forming ties with the British Empire, signing treaties that secured protection and peace in the region. A turning point came in 1901, when Maktoum bin Hashir Al Maktoum declared Dubai a free port, eliminating taxes on trade and offering safety and tolerance to merchants. This bold move attracted traders from Iran, India, and across the Gulf, and by the 1904, Dubai had become one of the region's most important trading hubs, with ships arriving regularly from Bombay and Persia. But prosperity didn't come easy. In 1908, a massive storm destroyed dozens of pearling boats and took over 100 lives, plunging the community into hardship once again. Yet, Dubai's resilience never faded. Even through poverty and political struggles, its leaders kept pushing forward, building the foundation. Before oil, Dubai's entire economy depended on the sea. It was a major regional center for pearling, fishing, and trade, connecting merchants from Persia, India, and East Africa. However, the Great Depression in the 1930s, along with Japan's introduction of cultured pearls, caused the pearling industry to collapse. Poverty quickly spread, forcing many residents to migrate to neighboring Gulf ports in search of work. In 1937, Dubai signed its first oil exploration agreement, guaranteeing royalties for its ruler, Sheikh Said bin Maktoum. But due to World War II and regional instability, oil wouldn't be discovered for nearly 3 more decades. Sheikh Said ruled until 1958, when his son, Sheikh Rashid bin Said Al Maktoum, succeeded him, marking the start of a new era. In fact, Sheikh Rashid had been effectively managing Dubai's affairs since the late 1930s and had even resisted British pressure to force his father's abdication. When Sheikh Rashid officially took power, he inherited a struggling economy with limited natural resources. Yet his vision was far ahead of its time. He believed Dubai's future wasn't buried in the sand, it was built on ambition, trade, and connectivity. Known for his tireless work ethic, Sheikh Rashid often toured construction sites in the early mornings and revisited them in the evenings on his horse. He held multiple daily Majlis sessions to monitor progress, demonstrating deep commitment to the city's development. Under his leadership, Dubai's customs and port operations were modernized, transforming the port into the busiest in the Gulf by the 1950s. A crucial element in Dubai's survival was its booming gold trade. Due to India's strict gold import restrictions, Dubai merchants backed by British banks flew gold bullion from London and smuggled it by dhow to Indian traders waiting just outside India's territorial waters. Despite financial challenges, Sheikh Rashid borrowed funds and reinvested every bit of revenue into progress. Dubai Police was founded in 1956 and Dubai Municipality in 1957. Dubai Creek, a natural saltwater inlet vital for trade and fishing, had become increasingly shallow and silted by the 1950s, limiting the size of ships that could dock. To address this, Sheikh Rashid secured a £500,000 loan from Kuwait in 1959 and issued creek bonds to fund extensive dredging, which deepened the creek and allowed vessels up to 500 tons to anchor. That same year, with a loan from the ruler of Qatar, he financed the construction of Dubai's first bridge across the creek, Maktoum Bridge, that linked the bustling commercial districts of Bur Dubai and Dera. He built Dubai's first airport in 1959, launched the telephone network, and developed reliable electricity and water systems. In 1960, he invited British architect John Harris to design Dubai's first urban master plan, setting the blueprint for a modern city. By 1966, Dubai was the third largest export market for gold from London, receiving some 4 million ounces. Even before oil, Dubai was already emerging as a city determined to shape its own destiny. After years of exploration triggered by large oil finds in neighboring Abu Dhabi, oil was finally discovered in Dubai's territorial waters in 1966, though in much smaller quantities, only about 4 billion barrels, compared to Abu Dhabi's massive reserves of around 92 billion barrels. This discovery accelerated Sheikh Rashid's infrastructure development plans and sparked a construction boom that brought a massive influx of foreign workers. By 1968, Dubai had already begun a period of rapid infrastructural expansion. As part of the infrastructure to pump and transport oil from the Fateh field, located offshore near Jebel Ali, 2 innovative 500,000-gallon storage tanks called kazans were constructed. The kazans allowed supertankers to moor offshore safely, even during bad weather, eliminating the need to pipe oil back to shore from the field, which lies about 60 miles at sea. Oil revenues began flowing in 1969, fueling Sheikh Rashid's ambitious plans to build a diversified economy and expand infrastructure before the Emirates' limited oil reserves ran out. One of his first major projects after the arrival of oil income was the construction of Port Rashid. Initially planned as a 4-berth port, it was expanded to 16 berths during construction due to high demand. Meanwhile, the political landscape of the region was undergoing significant change. The Trucial States, including Dubai, had been British protectorates under the Exclusive Agreement of 1892, with Britain handling foreign policy and defense. However, on the 16th of January 1968, British Prime Minister Harold Wilson announced the withdrawal of all British troops by the end of 1971. This decision created a political vacuum, prompting the coastal Emirates, Qatar, and Bahrain to negotiate a new political arrangement. The principle of union was first agreed upon on the 18th of February 1968, when Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan of Abu Dhabi and Sheikh Rashid of Dubai met near Al Sameh and pledged to work towards uniting the Emirates, including Qatar and Bahrain. Over the next 2 years, negotiations among the rulers were often difficult, and the original plan for a 9-state union faltered when Bahrain and Qatar withdrew after British intervention in October 1969. Despite this setback, 6 of the 7 Trucial Emirates moved forward, leading to the historic Act of Union on December 2, 1971. Dubai joined Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, and Fujairah to form the United Arab Emirates. The union was built through delicate negotiations between Abu Dhabi's Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan and Dubai's Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum. To preserve balance and unity, Sheikh Zayed became president, while Dubai would provide the prime minister. Sheikh Rashid, a seasoned and visionary leader, nominated his son, Sheikh Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum, for the role. Focused on transforming Dubai through projects like Port Rashid, Jebel Ali, and the Dubai Creek expansion, Sheikh Rashid chose to guide his city's future while his son served the nation. In 1973, Dubai and the other Emirates adopted a unified currency, the UAE dirham, replacing the previous monetary union with Qatar and solidifying the economic foundation of the new federation. Port Rashid Port officially opened on the 5th of October 1972, with berths being put into immediate use as they were completed. In 1975, Port Rashid was further expanded with an additional 35 berths before the even larger Jebel Ali port was constructed. Port Rashid became the cornerstone of a wider effort to modernize Dubai's trading infrastructure, including the development of roads, bridges, schools, and hospitals. After Sheikh Rashid's visionary leadership through the oil and early infrastructure years, Dubai continued its upward trajectory through the 1970s. The city's growth was fueled by oil revenues, expanding trade, and an influx of immigrants fleeing regional conflicts such as the Lebanese Civil War. Despite the formation of the UAE in 1971, territorial disputes between the Emirates persisted for several years until a formal resolution was reached in 1979. That same year marked the opening of Jebel Ali Port, one of the world's largest man-made harbors, capable of accommodating massive ocean vessels. Initially, Jebel Ali faced low utilization, but Sheikh Rashid's son introduced a bold idea in 1985, the Jebel Ali Free Zone. This groundbreaking initiative allowed foreign companies full ownership rights, free movement of capital, and minimal restrictions. It became the model for Dubai's future free zones and a cornerstone of its diversification strategy. During this period, Dubai also expanded its aviation sector, with Dubai International Airport growing rapidly as a regional hub. The Gulf War of 1990 caused temporary economic setbacks as investors withdrew funds amid uncertainty, but Dubai quickly recovered. Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed passed away on 7 October 1990 after more than 3 decades of transformative rule. He was succeeded by his eldest son, Sheikh Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who served as both ruler of Dubai and Prime Minister of the UAE. By the mid-1990s, rising oil prices, an influx of businesses from politically unstable neighbors like Kuwait and Bahrain, and a renewed focus on trade and tourism propelled the city's economy forward once again. Dubai was trying to diversify its economy. In 2003, revenue from tourism exceeded $1 billion and surpassed oil revenues to directly and indirectly account for over 17% and 28% of GDP, respectively. After the death of Sheikh Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum in January 2006, his younger brother Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum became the ruler of Dubai, as well as the vice president and prime minister of the UAE. Educated in Dubai and later in the United Kingdom, Sheikh Mohammed trained as a military officer at the Mons Officer Cadet School. His leadership training and international exposure helped shape his forward-looking vision for Dubai's transformation. Before officially becoming ruler, Sheikh Mohammed had already been a driving force behind many of Dubai's greatest projects. As Minister of Defense since the UAE's formation in 1971, he had played a crucial role in both national security and Dubai's civil development. In 1985, he launched Emirates Airline with a modest $10 million budget, a bold move that would turn Dubai into a global aviation hub. The airline became one of the most successful and respected carriers in the world, symbolizing Dubai's "sky is the limit" philosophy. Sheikh Mohammed also oversaw the creation of Jumeirah Group, responsible for developing the world-famous Burj Al Arab, a 7-star hotel designed to become an icon of Dubai's luxury and ambition. In 1999, he announced Dubai Internet City and Dubai Media City, creating technology and media-free zones that attracted hundreds of global companies. These initiatives positioned Dubai as a leading regional hub for innovation and digital business, long before many others in the Middle East. Under his leadership, Dubai saw the construction of some of the world's most ambitious projects, including Palm Jumeirah and the Burj Khalifa. Sheikh Mohammed's vision was to make Dubai a global city that thrived on diversification, tourism, innovation, and international business, rather than depending solely on oil. He also launched national initiatives like the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center in 2015. In 2021, the spacecraft successfully entered Mars's orbit, a proud milestone for the UAE and a symbol of Sheikh Mohammed's. Sheikh Mohammed's policies have encouraged gender equality and innovation as well. He established the Dubai Women Establishment and the UAE Gender Balance Council, and introduced the Smart Dubai initiative to make Dubai the world's first fully digital, paperless government. Tourism is a major driver of Dubai's economy, attracting millions yearly with its luxury hotels, shopping, and attractions. Mega events like Expo 2020 boosted global attention, infrastructure, and business opportunities. These events not only enhance Dubai's reputation, but also create lasting legacies in technology, sustainability, and cultural exchange, positioning the city as a future-focused global leader. Sheikh Mohammed's influence on Dubai's growth is undeniable. He has transformed a once modest trading port into a global metropolis, home to over 3.5 million people, with a GDP exceeding $120 billion. Dubai ranks among the top 3 most visited cities in the world, welcoming over 17 million international visitors in 2023. Despite its modern skyline and global prosperity, Dubai faces ongoing criticism over human rights and labor practices. Around 95% of Dubai's workforce are migrant workers, mainly from India, Pakistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh. Many report unpaid wages, confiscated passports, and poor living conditions in overcrowded labor camps like Sonapur. In 2006, thousands of construction workers rioted at the Burj Khalifa site over harsh conditions and delayed pay. Although reforms were introduced, exploitation persists. Child jockeys, often kidnapped from abroad, were used in camel racing until banned in the mid-2000s due to international pressure, but sporadic cases remain. Dubai's legal system enforces strict Sharia laws, criminalizing homosexuality, adultery, apostasy, and public affection. Foreigners have faced imprisonment or deportation for minor offenses like kissing or drug possession. Women's rights are limited. Emirati women need male guardian approval to marry, and Muslim women cannot marry non-Muslim men. Rape victims have sometimes been prosecuted for extramarital sex or alcohol use, drawing international criticism. In 2020, a British court ruled Sheikh Mohammed had abducted 2 daughters and intimidated his former wife, sparking global concern about UAE governance. Freedom of speech is restricted, with activists and journalists subject to arrest or censorship. These issues reveal a stark contrast between Dubai's glamorous image and its systemic human rights challenges.